This is definitely one of the most expensive shell kits I've ever featured on the channel, especially for what you're getting in the box. You get 24 shells in total. That comes out to 48 breaks because they're double breaks, but the price tag is $260. So if you would like to spend almost $300 on 24 shells, knock yourselves out. I'm probably never doing this again. But today we've got the Wolfpack Double Star. And like I said, each shell inside the kit is a double break. And one thing, the reason I bought this is because the shells actually look pretty large. That's a good sign. A lot of times these double break and triple break shells have smaller type casings, but these look like a true 175 on both breaks. So I'm hoping there's no deception here and we actually get 48 truly symmetrical spherical breaks up in the sky. And if they're loud, that's even better, but they probably won't be. On the side of the box, you can see some of the photos here. This is not looking that great, I know. These look like canister shell breaks. They're a little bit sloppy. I'm not noticing any spherical patterns here, but we're gonna absolutely have to test these out in person to find out for sure. But those are some photos, some stock images that they have right on the set. I picked this shell kit up from the Phantom Fireworks in Roberts, Wisconsin. It's about 45 minutes away from the Twin Cities area. So all you Minnesota guys, you know, if you'd like to pick this up, I'm gonna be the first to tell you that the prices at fireworks stores in that area, they assume that they're selling it to Minnesota residents. So that's why you're paying more for these. I'm sure at like a Phantom in Nevada where fireworks are legal, this is not $260, but up here when Minnesotans don't have any other options, this is what we're paying. All right, let's take it over to the table and get a look at these things. Okay, so inside, this is what the sleeves look like. Try to get it open for you. This is actually really similar to the packaging on the X3 shells that we just did a video on. But yeah, these are your tubes. That is a humongous tube. Look at that thing. Man, I think that's even bigger than some of mine. So this is a 12-inch DR11 mortar tube, and this thing is just towering over it. So definitely a 15 or 16-inch tube for these. That's okay, but the fuse better be extra long then, because I hate when the fuse is like down in there and you gotta dig for it. That gets really annoying. But you're gonna get 4 tubes like this, and I really wanted to just kind of hold one of these. Okay, so it feels, so that'd be the lift charge down here. They feel real. They have to be real, because I mean, I don't think you'd get a double break out of a canister shell, especially this size. If they were fake, you know, this would be your diameter. It wouldn't be this. But no, these feel real. That's a good sign. I can't push on it. I can't make a dent. So hopefully some real brakes. If they're real, I'm gonna say screw it. I'd get it again if it was a little cheaper, because finding good ball shells these days is incredibly tough. You'd be surprised. All right, we will see you guys at nighttime when it's dark out, and we're gonna shoot them all off. Obviously, we're gonna be using a 24-shot mortar rack. We're not gonna be using the tubes they came with. This is the mortar rack that we'll be using, and it's by Great Lakes Mortar Racks, glmr.us, and none other than Cody B. It is called the Unhinged because the rack actually does this thing where it folds out. So boom, you fold it out like that. You've now got a huge line. Every single one of those shells is going right in here, and we're just gonna smack them for you one at a time. Well, we got all 24 of the Wolfpack Double Star shells loaded up. I do have them at a slight angle, and that's just because of the wind tonight. It is coming from that way and going back there, which we don't really want. So we want these shells to be going out that way. Let's start with this first one here and see what it looks like. All right, those are loud. I don't know if you could tell, but they had like a flash broken center. Here goes another one. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to shoot all these in wide angle, just because it's tough to get double breaks. Yeah, look at that. Flash broken at least. So not bad, but a little spendy. Here goes one in ×1 for you to give you, an idea as to how big they're actually breaking. We'll do a couple more like that in ×1. But you can see how it's a little bit difficult to get both breaks when I'm shooting like this. Here goes another one. Wow. Look at that. I think we're pretty safe to keep doing them in ×1. They look better this way anyway. Whoa, 2 at once. See how much louder that is when that happens? Not gonna lie, these are pretty good. It's really tough to gauge where these are gonna go. That wind is ferocious tonight. All right, I think we got 2 of them here, so this should be 4 breaks. I think I gotta go back to wide angle. We're back to wide angle. There we go. Now we can see them better. And another 2. Wow. I love it when they both break. It's super loud. 2 more here. Look at that. Nice gold stars on that first one. I think this is our last volley of 2, and then we'll go to, whoa. Yeah, low break there. That was kind of weird. Because of that low one, let's just do one of these. That was probably one of the better shells in the kit. And here goes the last 3 for the finale. Oh my goodness. That was another low break. What the heck? Jeez. Well, this is like the 2nd video in a row where I've had low breaking shells. As you can see, the rack survived. That's why you want to be using tubes like this and not the cardboard ones. Great shell kit. Honestly, I would have no problem buying more of these if they were a little bit cheaper. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.